So we are off. I've just loaded up for the morning and I'm gonna drive to my first job. I'll show you how close all my jobs are, just wave to my family. And also just make sure I've also got everything. That's a one big tip: when you drive away in the morning, always look in your rear view mirrors, make sure you've loaded up all your tools and you've not just driven off with... My dad did it once. My dad drove away from where he lives and left his blower in where he parks the van. Thankfully enough, a neighbour spotted it, just sat right in the middle of this driveway, and picked it up and kept it for him for the day, and gave him a phone call and said, "Oh, don't suppose you've left your..." He didn't know what it was. "You've left a big orange tool in the middle of the driveway." And so yeah, it was my dad's leaf blower. So yeah, just always have a little look back, make sure you got all your stuff. This video is not really going to be about leaving your stuff behind. I'm going to do a little bit of something different today. I'm going to take you to a couple of jobs, have a chat with you in between each one. If I can ever get out of this road, it's a freaking nightmare. So roller mower news. I haven't had it gone in yet. They're still waiting for a couple of parts on it. It's not actually broken, I'm still using it. The guy who fixes all my stuff just said that he's waiting on a couple of bits, but he has said that he's not, I can still use it. It's not something that is going to break on me in the next 6 months even. It's just something that if I don't get it sorted soon, I'm gonna go. Thank you. Oh man, we sat there all day. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take you to my very first job of the day. Today's Friday. I can't remember the date. It's got to be something like the 8th or something, or the 9th of April. So we are on my way to my first job, and let's have a little look. And we are here. We are at my first job of the day. Now, I will not be able to show you a sort of start to finish because I don't really have the time, but I will show you a before and an after shot maybe, and yeah, let's have a look what we're up against. So this is my pub garden. I don't think I've ever shown you this. I may have shown it in a tiny little clip. One day I will give you a more in-depth video, but today I'll just give you a before and after. So the big thing here is all the obstacles. Obviously I've got to clear everything out of the way and lift them up, put them back down again. Not a lot coming off the lawn, but they like it done once a week, just because if the weather's nice over the weekend, they obviously have a lot of people come out in the garden, and yeah, it just keeps on top of it. So this is the way I deal with this garden. Being a pub back garden, they have, I think there's a total of like 9 tables, and with these smaller tables I'll quite easily just pop them up. I don't like to drag them all around because it ends up tearing the grass up. So I've found in the past it's just easier to just pop them up on their sides, and I can go around them fairly simply. There are 2 other tables that I can't really move. They're just too big and heavy, and I end up just trying to strim around them as best I can. Now this garden is one of my worst ones for obstacles in the garden. There's always something I have to watch out for. I have to move all the tables and chairs. In the summertime they always have all the umbrellas out as well, so I have to move all of those. A lot of the time is spent up in this garden, not actually cutting the grass, but it's actually moving all the bits and pieces around. So that's something I've had to deal with. I actually like the job itself. It's a very nice job. And the nice thing I like about it is a lot of the locals go in the garden during the summertime and all ask about who does the lawn. The lawns look very nice. and it's a nice advert for me, you know, it gets me known around the village I live. This is also one of those gardens where I need to wander around before I start doing anything and make sure I'm not going to run over any stones or rocks. It's they've got a rockery in the corner, and the kids love to take them out. I don't know what they do with them, but they love to take them out and they scatter them all around the garden. So I have to go around before I start, make sure all the cobbles are out of the way and replaced, and it's just something I don't want to hit my mower with. And if it's not cobbles, there's normally beer bottles and things like that. I actually learned quite a lesson on this job. The very first time I cut this lawn, probably 4 years ago, the landlord came out and asked if I'd like a bacon roll. They were making bacon sandwiches that morning. For some reason, I don't know why, I didn't have a bacon roll, I didn't fancy one that day, I don't know why. But that was the very last time I was ever offered food at this job, and they still make the bacon sandwiches, but they just never offer me again. They just must think I don't like them. So if anyone offers you food in the future, always say yes. I'm off to the next job. So I've just left the house again. So I finished at the pub, and I've just quickly ran home. I needed to drop the mowers off. I didn't need the mowers this afternoon, so I've left them at home. I need to pick up a few bits and pieces. Let the dog out quickly because I can't unfortunately bring her with me today. So yeah, off down to my next job. And I briefly mentioned about the roller mower that it's okay. It's still very usable. My mower guy just recommended that get it sorted sooner rather than later, you know, which is fine by me, and it obviously needs to be done. It's getting a bit wobbly, you can sort of see. So I recommend finding someone like my mower man, local to you. When I say local, I mean he is 2 minutes from my house, and I drop a mower to him throughout the season. When I'm using the mowers a lot, I normally take one to him every sort of 3 weeks or something like that, just to give him a tweak up and a, you know, oil change and blade sharpen. He does that every time for me, and I always just ask him just to give everything a run over for me, just make sure everything's running well, checks all the wires and all that sort of thing. And I know your garden machinery shops will do that for you. You know, the place you buy the mowers from, they obviously will give you some sort of service. But I mean, my local one, where I bought all my mowers from, it could be the dead of winter and they will always have 40 mowers sat outside, loads and loads of mowers outside. So if I took it there for a service, wouldn't probably get it back for like 2 weeks. So for me to be able to drop it down to my local guy just down the road from me, and in fact the machinery place, the garden machinery place, gets so busy they actually send mowers up to my guy. You know, they send some, you know, a trailer full of mowers up to my guy to try and sort of hurry get him through a little bit faster. So he's doing mowers for, you know, garden machinery shops like that. But I can't recommend enough finding someone local. I know you might not have someone like that in your local area, but have a little look online or see if there's someone. I mean, I take everything to him: strimmers, mowers, hedge cutters. He's had the scarifier before, do bits and pieces, and it's just so simple. I can just take it to him, and because I have 2 mowers now, I've always got a backup. So when he's got one of the mowers, I'm obviously using the other one, and it's just brilliant like that. So yeah, find someone like that in your local area and get friends with him, because yeah, you could be seeing him a lot. So the job I'm off to now is not what I usually do for these people. What they've got in their garden, there are 2 dips in their lawn, and they're very particular. They like the lawns looking nice and stripy, and then of course what they've got now is the lawns are going to be got a big dip in the middle of them. So what they want me to do is, where the dip starts, they want me to dig all around that, take the turf away, level it off with topsoil, and try and bring the lawn nice and level. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't order all the bits and pieces, so I have no idea what I'm going to be turning up to. But if we're not if you're not doing that job, then I'm sure I'll find something else. So I don't think I'll be able to do any filming on this one, but hopefully I'll be able to give you a couple of sort of before and afters and a couple of little sneaky peeks. So anyway guys, catch you in a bit. So my topsoil is here, I can see it. So thank God for that, because I didn't bring any other tools or anything with me. I haven't brought any hedge cutters or anything, so if you didn't have that for me to do, I'd have had to go home and get some bits and pieces. So looks like I'm going to be doing a fair few loads with the wheelbarrow. My man's here, I've got to go. So this job turned out to be a little bit of a disaster. The customer didn't get me any turf. I was hoping he would get me some turf so I could put turf over the top nicely. Instead he wanted me to replace just put back the old turfs I'm dug out. So you can see there I've dug them all out. He wanted me to replace them all. It was just an absolute nightmare. It was all up and down, bumpy and lumpy, and I wasn't very pleased with it. So I couldn't actually show you much of it, unfortunately. But I'm going to be going back in the next couple of weeks to see how it turns out. So yeah, I'll let you know. To look something something decent. I'm actually coming up to my my first year in YouTube. My very first video came out on something like the 9th of May or something like that last year, and so yeah, I'll probably end up doing a video soon about my likes and dislikes of what I've sort of found with the YouTube world and the community. So that'll be something I'll chat about in some coming videos. My wheelbarrow's just fallen over in the back and crushed everything. So yeah, my first year. I also just popped over 200 subscribers, so thank you very much. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Curtis. I garden here in England. I live in a little place in between Oxford and it's Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire area. So yeah, thank you anyone that's subscribed lately. I really appreciate it. I like doing these little chats with you, but I say when I first started the YouTube channel, it was never going to be like this. It was going to be maybe just, you know, a video a month, and it did, in the end I sort of got the bug for it a bit and tried to put a few more out there for you. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have a local guy that sorts out your mowers, or do you take it to the place you bought the mower from? I know that some people say that I could probably service my mowers myself. I don't really have any interest in doing it. I'm not really. I'll probably end up breaking something on the mower or something like that, and yeah, I don't really want to be hassling. You know, I don't really have the time. I mean, I don't really have the space for. I've only got a small garage where I store all my gear, and I don't really want to be sort of changing the oil and that sort of thing in my garage. I'll end up sort of spilling it everywhere. And so, I say my mower guy is pretty. It's just pretty handy. So let me know in the comments how you guys fix your equipment. Do you get someone to do it for you, or do you do it yourselves? Well done. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this off because I'm going to start talking crap. Hope you're all well, and I say be good. See you soon.